A woman was sleeping overnight when she heard a loud noise, but she learned it wasn't thunder that had caused this damage to her home. What happened coming up?
A horse named after a fallen Kentucky firefighter wins his first race at Keeneland. More on Captain Grider's race to victory.
And human remains were found during renovations at a Cincinnati landmark. Where those remains may have come from ahead.
This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon. Sam Dick and Amber Philpott reporting. A Lexington woman got quite a shocking wake-up call overnight.
Someone crashed a car right into her house on Weber Way off Clays Mill Road. As WKYT's Caitlin Sentner reports, police are now looking for the driver and a passenger. It's our top story at 4:30.
It's a suburban neighborhood where Monty LaFrana typically feels very safe.
Very quiet. Just typical family. Not very much goes on. It's just very quiet.
But a quiet night of sleep Wednesday into Thursday had a turn of events when police and fire rushed to her home on Weber Way, not far from Clays Mill Road and the Jessamine County line.
I didn't know what to do first. I didn't know whether to scream or whether to call my daughter or call the insurance company. So
she says she was asleep in her bed last night while it was storming. She heard a noise that didn't exactly sound like thunder when she walked out of her bedroom to see what it was. This is what she saw.
She says the car traveled through her yard, hitting her home, her SUV, and fence. All the damage left for authorities to assess after they say the drivers, believed to be two young men, ran.
Why? Why would somebody do that and just take off? At least they would have the courtesy of coming in and say, well, we did some damage to your house and your car. What can we do to help?
LaFrana Thursday morning said she's less shaken up than she was initially, and she's thankful neighbors have stepped in to help.
And my neighbor just gave me some donuts and some juice.
Firefighters repaired some damage so she didn't have to leave her home. In Lexington, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
Some kindness in all of that mess. Police contacted the owner of the car, but they were told that they didn't answer. Police say the car is registered to someone who lives in that neighborhood. Not the way you want to wake up.
No way.
Well, we are seeing some sunshine out there in some places. Others seeing rounds of showers and some storms, but nowhere near what we saw yesterday.
That's right, but there is a break in the forecast. Let's check in for more on that with our chief meteorologist, Chris Bailey. Hi, Chris.
Hi, guys. A week ago, everybody talking about how we needed some rain. Now we're all of a sudden saying, okay, turn the faucet off for a little while. Going to get that break coming in later tonight, into the day tomorrow. Defender Radar Network. Little cluster of thunderstorms gaining some steam now between Lexington and Moorhead. Let's take you up close and personal on this with some thunder and lightning that is eastbound on 64, leaving most of the Lexington metro high and dry right now. Check out the action from Sharpsburg down toward Mount Sterling, Jeffersonville. Good folks into Frenchburg there in Menifee County with some showers and some thunderstorms. 3D Defender showing that thunderstorm is beginning to increase a little bit. May have a little pea-sized hail heading toward Salt Lick and eventually crossing Cave Run Lake into the downtown Moorhead area over the next hour and change. That again is quickly zipping its way through the region, and give that another hour or so. That is almost into parts of West Virginia. London, Mount Victory over toward the McKee area, Jackson County, some general run-of-the-mill light showers. Look at Western Kentucky. Beautiful skies breaking out, lower humidity levels screaming eastward into parts of central and eastern Kentucky. Now, if you're out and about this evening, just an isolated shower or thunderstorm with temperatures dropping from the mid-70s toward the mid-60s by 11 o'clock. Guys, when I come back in a matter of minutes, we're going to fire up the hour-by-hour forecast that'll take you into the coming weekend. We'll show you the good that's unfortunately followed by the bad. That's in less than 10 minutes.
Chris, thank you. A thoroughbred named after a fallen Kentucky firefighter raced yesterday at Keeneland.
It was an emotional day as Tony Grider's family met the horse and then watched it race. Lauren Adams takes us to the track.
Captain Grider is named after Campbellsville Fire Captain Tony Grider, who, as you might remember, passed away in 2014. Now, this was the first time the horse ever raced, and as you're about to see, Captain Grider didn't disappoint. On this rainy Wednesday at Lexington's Keeneland, dozens spend time studying the odds.
I won $4 to win, on number 5.
Number 5 in race number 4 is a 2-year-old thoroughbred. Shirley Grider has her eye on the horse, too.
We've heard some good reports about him. First time I've ever seen him.
And it's emotional when she does see him.
Yeah, you're a special horse. So special. Yes, we love you.
The horse, Captain Grider, is named after her son, fallen Campbellsville Fire Captain Tony Grider. He died in September 2014, 1 month after he was injured while helping a group of college students complete the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
Oh dear.
Meeting the horse for the first time, the family can't help but feel as if Tony is there. Sister Tammy Grider.
It's emotional just knowing that there's a namesake for my brother.
Grider's parents and sister head off into the rain, anxious and hopeful. And Captain Grider isn't far behind, making his way around the paddock before heading on to the track.
And they're off.
When the race begins, he's off to a slow start.
Come on, brother, move up. Come on, number 5.
But in the final moments, the horse surges ahead. In his first ever race, Captain Grider incredibly has won. Trainer Dante Zanelli, who bred the horse and named him after his friend of 20 years, can hardly believe it.
This much. It wasn't 3 feet. He won in the last half of it.
Grider's family is overcome with emotion because it is the closest they have felt to Tony in months.
When I was cheering, I was saying, come on, brother, you can do it. Come on, brother, you can do it. I'm just so pleased, so happy.
Now, what a story. The first race for that horse, and it wins the race for Tony Grider and that family. Very special. Lauren Adams reporting there. A Kentucky sheriff is bringing a whole new meaning to bringing your child to work. Our investigative team has uncovered official jail documents signed by the Clinton County Sheriff's 10-year-old son, 10 years old. The sheriff admitted to us that he took his son on warrant arrests and then let his son sign official documents at the jail.
Is this your son?
Yes, it is.
And so you had him dress up like he is a sheriff's deputy?
Ma'am, that's kids' clothes. There's nothing real on his person.
Amber's at the live desk now with our investigative reporter Miranda Combs with more on what she's working on for tonight at 6. Amber?
Sam, thank you. A lot of people already talking about this story. Right off the bat, how in the world did you even find out about this?
We got an email from a concerned citizen in Clinton County, and they sent us the jail intake form with the son's signature on it and a picture of the son dressed as a deputy. And when you see that jail intake form and see the signature, you can obviously tell that's probably a child that wrote it. So we took a chance and drove down to Clinton County, which is a little bit of a hike from here, and the sheriff was there and confirmed everything that we had found out.
So you talked to the sheriff, but he says that there's nothing wrong. This is just his son being with him on the job.
Right. He said he would never put his son in harm's way. He says, in fact, that day that we are particularly focusing in on, March 5th, when those arrests happened, those were warrants that were being served and they weren't actual crimes happening at that time. Did talk to the county attorney, though, and he said the son never should have signed those intake forms. That's where the line was crossed a little bit, and that can't happen again.
Sure. And then to take it one step further, you actually found one of these people, a woman that was arrested with his son when he was with him, right?
Right. And in fact, she said she thought it was funny at first because the son came in while they were doing the arrest and actually played with her children. And she didn't really think it was that big a deal until they got to the jail and he signed the form, and she said they were all laughing about it. And she's like, okay, that's enough. This isn't cool anymore. So it's an interesting story. We're excited to tell you guys about it a little bit after weather tonight at 6.
All right. We'll see you then. Sam, thank you.
Thank you, Amber and Miranda. A construction crew made quite the discovery in Cincinnati's Music Hall. Human bones. But as Brianna Wood reports, this is not the first time remains have been unearthed at this site.
It's always about reinvention. You know, that's one thing that the city's been really good at.
Music Hall is getting a facelift. Construction is well underway, and when crews moved into the orchestra pit, they uncovered human remains buried in a grave.
A lot of those cemeteries were quite full and in some cases quite neglected. So this cemetery was like a lot of others, and it wasn't terribly unique that they chose to move it and build on that same location.
Historians at the Cincinnati Museum say when construction first began at Singerfest Hall back in the 1860s, the goal was to have all the buried remains moved, but some were missed.
Now, the records and things for those burials aren't always the best, And so in some cases, you're going to find multiple individuals.
This isn't the first time the past has come back. In 2010, when Washington Park was being developed, reports of skeleton bones surfaced. The city says it has a plan to preserve the bones recently found.
Some cases they have left the remains on the site. In other cases, they have reinterred them at Spring Grove Cemetery, which is where the burials were removed when they constructed the building in 1877 and 78.
And by the way, the music hall remains open for performances until next week.
A teen crashes her Mercedes at 107 miles an hour while taking pictures on Snapchat. Now her victim is suing the app.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Mix of sun and clouds, that's the definition that we were giving you yesterday with some scattered thunderstorms. We look at our live sky cam. Well, there's your mix of sun and clouds, and the Defender Radar Network will show the scattered thunderstorms here in just a moment. Muggy out there this afternoon. 76 degrees Lexington after some rain, humidity creeping back up again. Today, winds are still from the southwest at around 8 miles an hour. That southwesterly wind says the front is still off to our west. Most areas of the Bluegrass State into the mid and upper 70s, a few isolated pockets of 80-degree thermometers. You can really see who's getting some rain. Somerset 72, 80 though to the east around Jackson and London, where we are outside of any shower or thunderstorm action. You want to see a big temperature gradient? Look to our north. How about the 40s, 50s? Into parts of northern Indiana and Ohio? No, thank you. We're on the south side of a front that is also giving us that juicy air that can lead to additional scattered storms over the next hour or two. Right on top of Cave Run Lake now, into parts of Bath County around Owingsville, showers, thunderstorms here zipping to the east, and give that an hour. That will be pushing into parts of West Virginia. Lexington cam showing one, or Lexington Defender Radar Network. How about that? Showing one little isolated shower on the Fayette-Jessamine County line. That is part of the cloud cover we were showing you a moment ago on that sky cam. McKee, rain shower, kind of raining itself out and seeing that stuff decreasing. Corbin, you can almost smell the rain. It's just to our north, but it's beginning to weaken out a little bit. Area of low pressure across parts of the Ohio Valley. Cold front is just to our west. That'll zip on through the area tonight, and it is a better brand of air for Friday. Fridays are always great. Tomorrow, it's going to be even better. 76 for a high temperature, a little fog in the morning. Breezy and warm, mix of sun and some afternoon high clouds. 3-day threat track. Nothing on Friday. Then we go the other way, Saturday and Sunday. Wish I had some better news. I'm not going to say it's a washout. It's not going to rain all the time. You're going to have to pick and choose any outdoor activities based on what a radar picture looks like over your house at any given moment, because all weekend we're going to have at least scattered thunderstorms showing up, and the potential is there for a strong storm or two with some heavier downpours as we go into Saturday and Sunday. Hour by hour forecast, up close and personal. Beautiful downtown Lexington. Early tomorrow morning, low 50s. We go through the remainder of your Friday afternoon. Many of us will top out into the middle 70s tomorrow evening. Night out on the town? Why not? 61 degrees by 11 o'clock. Saturday forecast, 50s to start. And look what is lurking. Some showers and some thunderstorms coming at us in waves as we go through the day. Not going to be a constant rain, but boy, when it does rain, it can come down at a pretty good clip right on through Saturday evening, and that'll carry us into your Sunday forecast as well. 7-day outlook. Kentucky Derby week next week. Temperatures are going to be cooler than normal, especially through the middle of the week. We will see what we can do toward the end of next week, Thursday, and especially for Amber on Kentucky Oaks Day out at Churchill Downs. We'll see what we can do with that forecast.
I hate to wear a coat.
I don't think you'll have to wear a coat right now. I think the coolest part of that may be a day or two before, but we'll see. It's all about timing with weather.
It sure is. Thank you, Chris.
You bet.
A Georgia man is suing Snapchat. He claims a teen driver crashed into his car traveling more than 100 miles an hour while using the popular social media app's speed filter.
But did the company know the filter was leading some Snapchatters to drive at excessively high speeds? CBS News correspondent Jerika Duncan reports.
Crystal McGee apparently posted this snap shortly after crashing a car in September. The caption, "Lucky to be alive." While driving this white Mercedes, the teenager allegedly used Snapchat's speed filter and topped out at 113 miles per hour. She then slammed into this gray Mitsubishi. In a lawsuit, the driver of that car, Wentworth Maynard, said McGee was distracted and using the Snapchat app on her phone. So this is how Snapchat works. You can take video or even pictures. Once you're done, before you send it, you can choose from a number of filters. This one can show you just how fast we're going in the car. The lawsuit claims the popular miles per hour filter is actually an incentive for Snapchatters to drive very fast. Psychologist Lisa Demore.
I have heard teenagers say that things don't feel real till you see them on social media.
With more than 100 million daily users, Snapchat has deep pockets, making it a prime target for the lawsuit, says attorney Aaron Ehrlich.
Does raise some questions about whether Snapchat could have legitimately and reasonably known that people would be using this feature while they are driving.
In a statement, Snapchat said, "We actively discourage our community from using the speed filter while driving, including by displaying a do not snap and drive warning message in the app itself." Jerika Duncan, CBS News, New York.
The plaintiff in the lawsuit claims he spent 5 weeks in intensive care and has permanent brain damage.
It's called the Bluegrass Jam Fest, complete with local food vendors, local entertainers, a great silent auction, and more. We'll tell you more about it when we return here on WKYT.
Okay, it's an evening of Kentucky food and fun, restaurants and entertainers from here, all part of the Bluegrass Jam Fest.
Deanne Stevens is out and about today. She joins us from Lexington Christian Academy with more. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. It is Bluegrass Jam Fest time here at Lexington Christian Academy. Now, this is a fundraiser, not just for the school, but it's really like a big festival they're inviting the public to be a part of. All kinds of great silent auction items, local vendors, local entertainment. Faith Hacker is with us, and this sounds like a whole lot of fun. I love the fact you said, bring the kids, let them be a part. It's like a big carnival for them.
It is absolutely a family event. We want everybody to come out. We have a carnival, LA ring toss, cakewalk, face painting, everything for the kids in the auxiliary gym. And in the main gym, we have over 20 local food vendors. And we will have, you get to even vote on your favorite appetizer, entree, dessert, or a snack.
Sounds like so much fun. Let's talk about that local entertainment, because not only do you have a local Kentucky band playing, but you have some of your very own participating.
We absolutely do. We have two of our own students. Preston Phelps will be our first opening act, and her mother, Susan, writes. And then our second opening act is Ireland Owens and her dad, Trent.
All right, highlighting all things Kentucky like integrity. Greg is with us, who, by the way, is an alum here from LCA. This has got to be kind of cool, giving back to your own here.
It's very exciting to be back, and we're just so glad to be a part of it.
Tell us about integrity and what you guys are doing as part of the Jam Fest.
We are brewing some iced tea, organic and Kentucky proud. We also have our loose leaf teas and then our hot tea bags as well. Next week we're having bottled tea. This will be bottled.
Okay, what am I tasting?
It's our Bluegrass Breeze. It's slightly sweetened, organic and Kentucky proud.
I love the name, Bluegrass Breeze, and I love this, Chris, with Popcorn Paradise. We're talking popcorn here. What kids, what adults, who am I kidding, don't like popcorn?
Everybody loves popcorn. A different popcorn for everyone. We do over 30 flavors. We have a storefront on Versailles Road, and we're home of bourbon caramel popcorn.
And so folks are going to have the opportunity to get a little taste of the popcorn, which, what am I tasting?
You're tasting bourbon caramel. Every batch is made with 86 proof bourbon in the caramel mix. Can't get it anywhere else in the country.
Oh my goodness, that's delicious. Here, Kenny wants to try it too. Ooh, nice catch, Kenny. It's that big mouth he's got.
Yeah, and with that, we do stuff for weddings. We do a lot of colors. We do a lot of flavors. Only gourmet shop in Central Kentucky.
Popcorn's a whole lot of fun. Come check it out for yourself. Part of the Bluegrass Jam Fest happening here at LCA tomorrow night, 5:30 to 8:30. You can either get your tickets on their website or at the door here tomorrow night. I'm Deanne Stevens. Come support all the local vendors, local entertainers here. Back to you guys.
Never seen so much popcorn.
I have not. It looks good.
Wow. Okay, this is not a stunt. Why this woman walked through a minefield and how she lived to prove it. When we left here last night, I mean, it was coming down big time. So nice to see a bit of a break today after all of that earlier this morning.
Absolutely. But, Chris, there are some storms around, but not nearly anything that we saw last night when we were leaving out of
stuff
here.
that's out there now is few and far between. By the way, you guys got out of here about an hour and a half quicker than I did with those storms last night. I got a baby set of radar. Some of those nights we are looking at our live sky cams 80 right now, Jackson, Frankfurt, 78 Lexington, London 72, where you have one of those showers and maybe even a rumble of thunder very close by. Strongest storm right now, and it's still not very strong. Right on top of Cave Run Lake, heading into the Moorhead area. Look what's taking place west of 75. That's a whole lot of nada that is showing up. That's a clean sweep coming back, and that will likely carry us not only through tonight, but into your Friday weekend. Has other ideas for Mother Nature. We've got a new hour-by-hour forecast in a little later. Right now, let's check on the road, see how things are moving along in Lexington. Here is Officer Don.
Looks like we're working one collision right now. It's on the inner loop of Manowar at Palumbo with the lane blocked, so traffic backing up in that area because of that crash at Manowar and Palumbo. Now, there's also problems, of course, on Versailles or the Peelan traffic they're letting in and out. So Versailles and Manowar, extra slowdowns to deal with there. Our drive times this afternoon to Paris on Paris Pike. It's a straight shot, and no problems on 75 southbound toward Richmond. Now back to you in the studio.
Officer Don, thank you. Landing on Mars in a suit that will blow you away. It's the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
SpaceX's first mission to Mars could be less than 2 years away. The space exploration company, headed by Tesla CEO Elon Musk, tweeted that it plans to put an unmanned spacecraft on Mars as soon as 2018. Now, Musk says he wants to send the first humans to Mars sometime around 2025. NASA says it's fully behind the company's plans for Mars. SpaceX's ultimate goal is to put a colony of people on the red planet.
Prepare to be blown away. Russia's deputy prime minister released some pretty incredible video of a woman testing out an explosion-proof suit. She makes her way through a series of fiery explosions in an active minefield, and she does so with a bit of swagger. And there she sees her suit goes from white to black, charred from the flames, and then, as you saw there, she takes off her mask, tossing her long blonde hair in slow motion, Farrah Fawcett style. I guess the suit works. She made it.
I'm glad it did for her sake.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hope she got paid a lot of money for that or something.
Indeed.
All right. Much more to come now at 5 o'clock, including the weather situation with Chris right now.